It is 8 p.m. and here are our top stories.
Thank God we're getting progress and we can move forward.
Boulder County taking a step on the path to recovery.
It's overwhelming. I mean, we've been working solid as the weather allows since February.
But as crews begin the process to remove debris, some residents are taking matters into their own hands.
Toxic foam and concerns over contaminated water.
We know cancers are becoming far more prevalent than they should be.
Colorado firefighters try to move past quote-unquote forever chemicals.
Signed, sealed, but undelivered.
The last time I remember getting mail was the 19th of March.
A veteran says mail delays are keeping him from his prescriptions.
And a Rocky Mountain high point for Denver's marijuana industry as the city welcomes its first cannabis smoking lounge.
3, 2, 1!
Well, it's hard to believe, but it's now been exactly 3 months since the Marshall Fire, and neighborhoods burned in Superior, Louisville, and unincorporated Boulder County still have tons of debris.
Machinery has been in the neighborhood on standby for nearly a month, but finally, the company contracted to begin the public debris removal process has started assessing the area. Good evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Micah Smith.
I'm Daniel New. More than 800 homes have signed up for the public option for debris removal, but that means that 200 are paying for this out of their own pockets.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon reports the reasons for doing so are all different. Some are sick of waiting, others feel forced into it by their insurance.
Aaron Doyle just finished his day at the base of the Flatirons.
All in all, this looks like a prescribed fire.
After fighting the in-car fire over the weekend.
I just have to tell myself, like, I did everything I could in there.
But when he looks out at the view of Boulder County.
Yeah. What a day, that Marshall Fire.
He's brought back to the end of December.
In the heat of battle, it's pretty easy to tuck your emotions away, but afterward, that's when our firefighters tend to struggle as well.
That day burned into his memory.
Yeah, I got a little windy on me for a second.
Recovering, I guess, is where I would say I am now.
Where grass is starting to grow in neighborhoods forever scarred.
It's been a nightmare trying to figure out how to make forward progress.
Timothy LaFoley had been waiting since the first step to that forward progress is removing tons of debris.
We're working on it. We'll get back to you.
But he couldn't wait any longer because of insurance reasons and decided to take on the cleanup process privately.
I've been out here for 2 days watching the dance of the machinery, doing pirouettes on the edges of the craters where your house used to be.
They're tired of looking at the burned out house. You know, it's just emotionally devastating for them.
Kyle Baber, who's clearing the lots.
You know, every day, like I picked up 4 today, new ones. I just picked up these 2 houses back here that are on the edge that we're...
Says they can get the bulk of the property cleaned in just over a day.
Thank God. Thank God we're getting progress and we can move forward.
While it's satisfying to watch the work, it's hard to see the memories cleared.
We lost my daughter, Ashlyn, back in February of 2021. And the most painful part of the fires was coming to the realization that everything we owned is gone, but also everything my daughter owned is gone now as well.
There's a memorial bench for their daughter just outside the neighborhood.
All the trees around it are scarred and burned, but the bench is still there. We're still here. We'll rebuild it. We'll get back.
Every house with their own history and reason they want to rebuild.
Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thank you so much, Colette. So the cleanup company contracted by Boulder County, the city of Louisville, and the town of Superior started doing their prep work around a week ago. The 3 jurisdictions are still finalizing the schedule of which homes will be first, and then that's going to get released on Friday. We'll have an update for you on that. But once the first home is under removal, Boulder County says it'll take 4 months to complete all of that.
Tomorrow is the final day for Marshall Fire victims to apply for disaster assistance through Boulder County. Now, this is for residents whose homes were damaged or destroyed and for people displaced because of smoke or ash contamination. You can find a link to apply on Boulder County's website.
The Boulder County Sheriff is asking anyone who might have been near the trail south of the NCAR fire to call them if they noticed anything suspicious. Firefighters haven't yet determined what caused the fire, which grew to 190 acres. At last update, it was 90% contained, and crews were focusing on putting out hot spots.
Colorado lawmakers are considering a ban on many products that contain a certain chemical. They've been linked to many health problems, including infertility and cancer.
Rob Harris joins us with more on that, on how our fire departments are trying to get rid of these chemicals. Rob?
Yes, sir, guys. PFAS. They're often called forever chemicals by scientists because they break down very slowly, if they break down at all. And they're in a lot of things that we use every day. Food containers, carpets, furniture, cookware, and firefighting foam. So that's why PFAS is now a lead suspect behind the higher rates of cancer among our firefighters. State of Colorado is trying to get ahead of the problem even before this proposed ban on PFAS is considered by our lawmakers, though. The Department of Public Health and Environment is now offering fire departments cash for their foams containing PFAS, and 27 departments have already taken part, turning in more than 10,000 gallons of this foam containing PFAS.
It really breaks your heart, and as a firefighter that has been exposed to these things for a number of years, that's when the cancer conversations come to light.
Now, to this day, the EPA has not developed a safe way to dispose of PFAS chemicals. They can stay in the environment for decades or even longer, so it's a big problem. Tonight at 10 o'clock on Denver 7, the push for the state to take on PFAS to keep us safe, and more from the fire departments going it on their own ahead of time. Danny?
Thank you, Rob. And the Denver Department of Health says it is waiting for a new shipment of naloxone as demand for the spray skyrockets. If you don't know what naloxone is, you probably know its more common name, Narcan. It's used to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. The city's health department says it's received more than 4,400 requests for the spray since the middle of just February. And for context, the department saw only 380 orders from September through early February. It says people can find Narcan at pharmacies across town as it awaits another shipment.
A Denver veteran was expecting an important delivery, but instead was left disappointed. He turned to contact Denver 7's CB Cotton to get answers from the Postal Service.
Yep.
This medicine usually helps David Goss rest.
Sometimes if you have neuropathy at night, it's hard to sleep, and it helps you relax so you can sleep.
But over the past 2 weeks, all he's done is worry. His usual shipment of medication never arrived.
All last week, no mail.
So he took matters into his own hands.
I had an appointment a week ago Monday at the VA, so I figured I'm going to pick up my medication there.
But he also started asking questions. He says he and others depend on the Postal Service.
My medications from the VA, they're in the mail. That's important.
So late last week, after 10 days of no mail, he flagged down a carrier who told him,
I'm contracted from Nevada to come here and deliver mail, and I've been working 8 in the morning to 10 at night.
In this lengthy statement to Denver 7, USPS said in part that staffing is impacting delivery abilities, adding that the Denver area needs more than 120 carriers. The agency also said they are indeed using personnel from the surrounding region.
Something's going on.
USPS began a hiring campaign in 2021 that was supposed to continue through early this year. Goss hopes that they get the people they need because he and others are counting on them.
I'd be glad if it came once every 3 days.
For Denver 7 News on Local 3, I'm CB Cotton.
3, 2, 1.
Hooray for hemp in the River Arts District, where the state's first Cannabis Lounge opened its doors today in Denver. This comes after Mayor Michael Hancock opted the city into a new state law allowing for hospitality establishments where people can consume weed legally at licensed businesses. The opening of Tetra Lounge is also part of the city's marijuana social equity bill, which dedicated licensing into Denver's marijuana industry for women and people of color for the next 6 years.
We still have a community that is overburdened by, possession rules and arrest on their records, but yet couldn't partake in the multi-billion-dollar industry. So these new elements of the expanded marketplace create that opportunity for them.
As soon as Tetra passes the final business inspections, they can officially open to the public.
Coming up on Denver 7 News at 8, apartment complexes are coming in and forcing mom and pop stores out.
It's pretty sad because all the small business is going to be gone from here.
The latest development, changing the shape of Denver's downtown.
Just lose a little bit of that charm.
Warmer weather on the way for tomorrow, but also our next chance for snow.
Strumming through hardship, a Ukrainian musician honoring her people at the biggest night in music.
I will play and sing, showing the world we have Ukrainian culture.